From mini-me's to unbearable heat, Day 3 of the 2024 US Open was a scorcher as the humid weather conditions took a toll on players and fans alike. While there weren't many surprises, the day's results brought us some even hotter third-round matches for Friday. Hey, my name is Christian Bassnight and welcome to Christian's Court, where I cover tennis from all angles. If you have not yet already, make sure you subscribe and click that notification bell so you're notified whenever I post more US Open updates, and so you join Christian's crew. We love to have you. Defending champion Coco Gauff progressed to her third consecutive US Open third round after beating the 37-year-old mother of two, Tatiana Maria, 6-4, 6-love. This match was very similar to Coco's opening round match against Varvara Krejcikova, as she had a scratchy start in this one as well, and she hit a lot of double faults in this first set. She hit 7 in the first set alone. And the first set, it really could have gotten more complicated than what it was, as Coco, she faced multiple break points when she tried to serve off the set at 5-4. Now, she did a better job of controlling the errors in the second set, and Maria also just could not sustain her level. Coco, though, has got to clean it up for her next round for sure, as she cannot afford these slow starts. In the first set, she only made 47% of first serves in, and she hit 10 winners to 20 unforced errors, and I, of course, mentioned how she hit those 7 double faults in the opener. Meanwhile, in the second set, she did a much better job from the ground, hitting 15 winners to 5 unforced errors, and she also did a better job of going up to the net as well and won 91% of points at the forecourt, and I think that's something that she should consider doing throughout the tournament. Utilize more of those excellent double skills and net skills, Coco. Come on now. Also, of course, too, Coco did a much better job of controlling the double faults in the second set, only committing 2 double faults compared to obviously the 7 in the first set. Now, alluding to the title of this video, I still am worried for Coco and her prospects of defending this title. You know, even aside from the whole game, it doesn't really seem like she has that same moxie and confidence that we had from last year, and it is understandable because she is not playing as well as she did last year, especially coming into this tournament. But still, I think just all the vibes from her and her camp just weren't as great. You know, it did get a little bit better towards the end, and she started getting more, you know, pumped up positively, but I like to see that from start to finish if possible. Her next opponent, 27th seed Elina Svitolina, would not let her off the hook though, like Krejcikova and Maria did. She is a more solid player, Svitolina is, than those two, and she's playing great tennis right now, and she recently scored a convincing straight sets win over her compatriot and Helena Kalinina. The head-to-head between Svitolina and Gauff is tied at 1 apiece, and their last meeting was at the Auckland final this year, which Coco took in 3 sets. However, Gauff was in better form then in Auckland compared to now. Coco did hit the practice courts immediately after this win over Maria, so that's a really good sign because the serve definitely needs to be on point against Svitolina in this next match. I think that while Svitolina definitely might be, you know, a daunting threat on paper, for good reason, I think this one is doable for Gauff to get the W, and I might honestly give the edge to Coco in this match because I remembered that Svitolina, you know, she tends to not bring her strongest tennis when it comes time to play these really top players in the slams lately, especially. I also think the crowd will be a massive asset for Coco, but she has to conduct them properly like she did last year. Regardless, I do see this one going 3 sets, and you know, I do feel like the crowd will push Coco over the edge in this one. Let me know in the comments who y'all think will come out on top of this one, if you think that Gauff will edge this one out, or do you think Svitolina will get this top 5 scalp. By the way, things would not get any easier for Coco should she progress past Svitolina. She'd play the winner of Emma Navarro and Marta Kostyuk, and I think that she will play Navarro, who looks in scary good form right now as she only dropped 4 games in her opening 2 matches. Navarro, of course, beat Gauff and the woman in 4th round a couple months ago, while Kostyuk beat Gauff the last time they played in Stuttgart this year. A woman who is in good form is 2nd seed and title favorite Aryna Sabalenka, who looked really sublime in her 6-3, 6-1 thrashing of Italian Lucia Bronzetti. Big Lenka hit 24 winners to 17 unforced errors, and she was excellent on her serve, making 73% of first balls in and winning winning 77% of points behind that first serve. And she also won 82% of her second serve points and did not allow Bronzetti a single break look. However, perhaps more notable than Sabalenka's excellent playing was her taking a picture with this little fan afterwards who showed up to the match in a matching purple dress and tiger tattoo. Just absolutely adorable. Sabalenka said that seeing her little lookalike motivated her to keep inspiring the younger generation. Aussie Alex de Minaur had his little cute fan moment as he had this nice boy, Paul, come out and support him throughout all his matches. And then last year at the US Open, Tommy Paul had his fanboy Eddie come out and support him in all of his matches there. But it's nice to have Sabalenka have her own little mini supporter. If I'd have to rank the Slam young fans, it'd be mini Sabalenka first, and then de Minaur's Paul, and then Tommy Paul's Eddie from the US Open last year. I hope to see Sabalenka Jr. at Aryna's next match when she takes on Ekaterina Alexandrova. Alexandrova beat the 16-year-old American Eva Jovic in 3 tough sets. By the way, keep an eye out for Eva Jovic because she's definitely going to be taking over the scene very soon. You know, she came through, she got a wild card as she won the USTA Girls 18s Nationals, and she got a great opening round win over 42nd ranked Magda Linette, and she nearly got the upset over Alexandrova, but she kind of struggled a little bit physically, which is understandable as I believe this is her very first WTA Pro tournament. So for her, she had honestly such an excellent debut showing. Anyways, the head-to-head between Aryna and Alexandrova is tied at 3 apiece. And Ekaterina is a good player for sure. She's dangerous, and she did beat Iga Swiatek in Miami earlier in the season. However, she is not that experienced at the Slam levels, despite her being kind of a veteran at this point, as she's only made 1 Slam second week. And I do not expect her to make 2 Slam second weeks after this tournament. Sabalenka's draw does look a little bit interesting and kind of tricky on paper for sure. She could face Madison Keys in the 4th round, which would be a repeat or rematch of their epic Open semifinal match, which Aryna took. That one was probably the match of the year, or one of the matches of the year, by the way. You got to take it one match at a time, though, because Keys does have an interesting 3rd round match when she takes on Elisa Mertens, who is a solid player in her own right. Gold medalist Qinwen Zheng had to come from behind in her 2nd consecutive match here at this tournament, upending Erica Andreeva 6-7, 6-1, 6-2. Erica is Mira Andreeva's older sister, and she definitely has a different game than Mira. She has more variety, and I really think that she is overall a more complete player than her little sis. Some people have said that Erica is the more talented Andreeva sister. The ranking does not reflect that, as Mira is ranked within the top 25, I believe, and Erica, I think, is maybe ranked outside the top 45 or top 50, but maybe the elder sis will end up the better player years down the line. I've been very impressed with Qinwen this tournament thus far. You know, just her ability to problem solve throughout these difficult matches, and she's overall very solid, and her serve has been a major asset for her, especially in this match against Andreeva, where she bombed down 20 aces. Qinwen now plays German Julie Niemeyer. Olympic silver medalist Donna Vekic faces American Peyton Stearns, who upset 12th seed Daria Kasatkina in straight sets. I say upset, although it's really not an upset to me. I kind of called this result. I had Stearns coming through to make the round of 16 in my tournament preview, and while this next match with Donna Vekic will be tough, I do believe she can get the upset, the true upset, and make the second week for the 2nd consecutive time at the Open. Wimbledon champion Barbora Krejcikova, meanwhile, is out. She lost to Elena Gabriela Rus in straight sets. Now, this isn't a total surprise, even though Rus is a qualifier, because Krejcikova, she hadn't played a hard court match since February before this tournament started. Victoria Azarenka and Paula Badosa will be the favorites to come through and meet in the 4th round here in this section. Azarenka had a very worrying end to her 2nd round win against Clara Burrell, as she suffered very bad from migraines, and she was reduced to tears and even had to go put on some sunglasses before completing her post-match interview. Badosa, meanwhile, earned a strong straight sets win over dangerous floater Taylor Townsend. Transitioning to the men's side, Novak Djokovic's section looks very, very interesting. The Serb got a retirement win from his compatriot Laszlo Djere at 6-4, 6-4 to love. Djere, he was dealing with an abdominal issue. Djokovic, who didn't really look 100% himself, now plays Montreal champion Alexei Stacy Popyrin. This is the third time this season that these two have played in a slam third round. I think that Popyrin can definitely test Djokovic, so the Serb will need to bring close to his best tennis if he wants to see the second week yet again. The winner of this match would get the victor of perhaps an even more interesting third round battle between Ben Shelton and Frances Tiafoe. Both guys had business-like performances on the court today. Shelton eliminated Spanish veteran Roberto Bautista Agut, while Tiafoe got the retirement win after taking the first two sets over Alex Shevchenko, who pulled the plug at the beginning of the third set due to heat exhaustion. Shelton will be the favorite for many people coming into this match. He's the higher ranked of the two, and he leads the head-to-head 2-0. And he won the last meeting, which was at the Houston Finals earlier this year in 3 sets. But more people will remember their US Open quarterfinal from last year, where Ben hung the phone up on Big Foe, beating him 6-2, 3-6, 7-6, 6-2. I look back at the extended highlights of that match to kind of jog my memory, and in that match, really Shelton low-key stole it from Tiafoe, as Frances had 2 separate break leads in the third set, but he lost concentration like he unfortunately normally does, and ultimately he withered away after dropping the third set. Shelton, however, rose to the occasion, and he outplayed and just overpowered Tiafoe, to be honest. Tiafoe, I thought, was way too passive, especially towards the end of the match, and he really allowed Shelton to control most of the baseline proceedings. Shelton overall had more moxie, more flair, more fight in him, and really just subdued Frances, which is kind of crazy how he sunned Big Foe. Tiafoe for sure will be hungry for revenge here. I think that the revenge factor will be huge for Frances in this one. That loss to Shelton last year was perhaps the most devastating of his career. Maybe that loss, I think, was the catalyst to Frances's 10-month-long slump, as he felt that it was a great opportunity for him to make back-to-back US Open finals. And he was, the favorite coming into that one, and he was the older of the two. Even though these two are good friends, he felt like it was not a good look on him to lose that match. I do think that Frances will learn a lot from the loss, and he won't make the same mistakes, or hopefully he won't make the same mistakes, and will keep his foot on Shelton's neck throughout. And I think he's definitely got to get more hype and got to get more involved, because Shelton he was real hype throughout the most of the match. I think that Shelton's energy was able to kind of turn the tide of that match. Both guys have had similarly solid lead-ups into the Open. They both lost in the DC semifinals, and then Frances, he had a better Cincinnati Open for sure, making the finals there, while Shelton, I think he lost in the 4th round, or either the 4th round or the quarterfinals, to Zverev in a tight 3-setter. So I feel like both are kind of low-key even. I might give the slight edge to Tiafoe as far as level heading into the Open. Now, as far as level actually at the Open, I will give the edge to Ben Shelton. I feel like Ben has been playing slightly better tennis at the tournament than Frances Tiafoe, and I feel like for that reason, I will be having Shelton improve his head-to-head to 3-0 and advance to the second week. Moving up in the draw, Andrei Rublev and Yuri Lehechka both earned impressive comeback wins from 2 sets to love down today. First, Lehechka took down American qualifier Mitchell Kruger before the 6-seeded Rublev avoided another early slam loss, beating Arthur Rinderknecht 4-6, 5-7, 6-1, 6-2, 6-2. I initially had Rublev taking this section, but Grigor Dimitrov looks very good, as he has not yet dropped a set. He has a challenge on his hands though in round 3, facing dangerous Dutchman Talon Griekspoor. Alexander Zverev earned a straight sets win today over Alexander Muller, and he'll now play Tomas Martin Etcheverry next, who defeated 29th seed and compatriot Francisco Cerundolo in 5 sets. Up top, Brandon Nakashima backed up his Holger Rune win with another straight sets victory, beating Arthur Cazal and his cornrows. Nakashima now faces 18th seed Lorenzo Musetti, who saved 2 match points before beating Miomir Kecmanovic in 5 sets. Musetti was clearly feeling it, having his Martin Fucsovics gun show moment afterwards, although there's no outdoing the Hungarian. I'm sorry, Lorenzo. And lastly, 2022 finalist Casper Ruud is still alive after outlasting Gael Monfils in 4 sets. He'll now face talented Chinese lefty Jerry Zheng. The 19-year-old, who upset 27th seed Sasha Bublik in round 1, will compete in his 3rd slam round of 32 after making it to this very stage at the Australian Open this year. Taylor Fritz, my pick to come through this section, had a very impressive second round showing over Matteo Berrettini, winning that one 6-3, 7-6, 6-1. The American now faces Francisco Comensana, who really shows up for the slams. The Argentinian won his very first ATP Tour level match, main draw match, at Wimbledon this year when he upset 6th seed Andrei Rublev in the first round. He got another good scalp today, taking down 17th seed Hugo Humbert. Looking ahead to day 4, we have a few standout matches on the cards. Jannik Sinner opens play on Arthur Ashe, playing another American, Alex Michelsen, and the two played in Cincinnati 2 weeks ago, where Jannik won a tight 2-setter. Iga Swiatek will follow up Jannik on Ashe, and then Naomi Osaka will open up the night session with her blockbuster second round against Karolina Muchova. Alcaraz will then follow where he plays Botic van de Zandschulp. On Louis Armstrong, Sebastian Korda has a tough one against Czech Thomas Makac, and then Jasmine Paolini has yet another difficult match, this time facing former US Open finalist Karolina Pliskova. And lastly, Jessica Pegula and Sofia Kenin duel in the battle of the red, white, and blue. My winner picks here will be Sinner, Muchova, Korda, Paolini, and Pegula. That's it for my Day 3 US Open recap, and let me know in the comments below how y'all feel about Coco's title defense prospects. Do y'all think it is indeed in danger, or will she get past Svitolina and perhaps Navarro? Also, who y'all got in that Shelton Tiafoe third round? Make sure you subscribe again and click the notification bell so you're notified whenever I post my Day 4 US Open breakdown and recap. Thank you all again for your support, and I'll see y'all next time here on Christian's Court.